What's up guys, my name's Brandon and Apple has just released the first public beta for iOS 27, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install the beta on your iPhone or iPad for free and what to expect from it. And if you currently have the developer beta installed on your main device, you might want to consider switching over to the public beta, and I'll explain why and how to do that later on in this video. Okay, so let's start with the very simple way to install iOS 27 public beta on your device. So the first thing you want to do is go into Safari and you want to navigate to this website right here, beta.apple.com. Once you get to that, you will see the iOS 27 public beta show up right here. Now, if you go down, you'll see that we have a sign up or a sign in button. So you most likely already have an Apple ID. So you just want to go to where it says already a member, tap on sign in and sign in to your Apple ID. And then you're going to see the beta software program agreement. You're just going to go down here and tap on agree. And it's going to give you a guide for beta software. So this is where you're going to choose iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and so on. And yours will say iOS 27. I'm doing this a bit early, so it still shows 26. You will see iOS 27 right here and some of the changes that are coming with that. Now you want to look right here underneath of the Get Started section, and you will see a blue link right there that says, please enroll your iOS device. You want to tap on that link right there. And then after you've done that, it will give you some advice on doing a backup, and you will see right here where it says turn on beta updates. And if you tap on this right here, this blue button, it will open up in settings where it shows your iOS 27 beta. So it will say iOS 27 public beta right here. And you can also access this by going into settings, general, software updates, and then tap right here where it says beta updates. And that is where you will also see the iOS 27 public beta populate. You want to make sure to tap on that and select it. And then when you go back, you will see the iOS 27 public beta populate right here where you can download and install it. Now, before you download and install that software, you do want to go into your settings and go up here to your account, go down here to iCloud, and you want to make sure to go into iCloud backup and make sure you have a backup from right before you install the public beta. Just in case something goes wrong, you want to make sure all your data is up to date in your backup. So make sure you do that and make sure you see that it says the last successful backup was just now. So these days, getting the public beta on your device is very simple. There's no profiles, there's no money exchange, there's nothing like that. It's very simple. It just shows up automatically inside of your settings. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of things that you need to be aware of with the iOS 27 public beta. Now, the first thing that I have to say is that this is the most stable beta in recent memory. I've covered that quite a few times here on my channel, but with that being said, there will still be bugs. So this is a beta software. This is not a final release. It's not going to be ready until September for the public. This is just a public beta. So you are being a beta tester for Apple. So with that comes the responsibility of reporting the bugs in the feedback application. You're basically agreeing to test the software for Apple in exchange for giving feedback on things that may not be working as they should. So once you have the iOS 27 public beta on your device, you will see the feedback application. So if you don't see it on your home screen, just search for feedback and you will see it right here. And this is where you will be submitting any of the bugs that you come across. So anytime you run into an issue, you can always just take a screenshot of it, of course, and you will attach that to your feedback. So go right here to new feedback, go to iOS and iPadOS, and then you will fill out this information and you can attach right there. So it will pull up the system diagnosis automatically for you, and you will add your attachments right there for the issue, and you can describe what was going wrong. And sometimes Apple will respond to you as well and tell you, thank you, and they've fixed that bug since, like in the next version. And if you go into recent activity, this is also where you could see the release notes for the upcoming betas as well. So if you're curious about the specific things that have been fixed, this will cover that information there as well. But of course, you can always watch my videos as well because I cover a lot of the visual changes, whereas this is really just focused on code changes for the most part. So yeah, your duty as a beta tester is to report those bugs in the feedback application. And just keep in mind, you will have, different issues like frame rate issues. You might have some crashes. You might notice the performance and stability is not as good as it is on the stable build of like iOS 26, for example. Also, your battery life might not be great. I've personally had a great experience with battery life so far on the betas, but again, it is still a beta. Now, one question I get asked all the time that some people are really worried about, a lot of people don't install the betas because they're worried about their applications just not working, like their banking applications, their investment applications, things like that. But those are usually, those seem to be issues of the past. These days, I wouldn't really worry about that too much. I've really not run into any application that does not work at this point on the iOS 27 public beta. So if you're worried about that, I would say do not worry about it. Pretty much every banking application that I've tried and other people have tried has worked just fine on the iOS 27 betas. Now, also keep in mind that with these betas, like especially iOS 27, things will change. Like they can and will change. It's a beta, so you will expect changes to like the icons, the way settings are. So don't really get used to anything at this point in the beta because it will change at some point in the future. But with that being said, I do want to talk about some new features in iOS 27 that you might want to try out right away. So if you go into your settings, you go into appearance, we do have a liquid glass slider now where you can adjust and kind of tweak the intensity of liquid glass system wide. So the search menu right there, you can see how it looks really glassy, or you can make it a lot more opaque and kind of like the old school style right there. So you now have full control over that, whereas before you really just had two options. You could just choose, less opaque or more opaque, but now you have a slider, which is nice. Also, if you go ahead, like if you go into an application and you swipe down and you have a subject on your lock screen, you can see there's this really cool kind of funny effect where you kind of just populate, like the subject just populates over top of your content right here when you pull it down. You'll also notice the compact time up at the top. That is something you could also change here in iOS 27. If you tap on that, you have this new button right here in customize, and that allows you to have this really compact, really clean little timer up there, the little clock up there at the top of your lock screen now. I really like that personally. But of course, the headlining feature in iOS 27 is going to be Siri AI, the completely revamped version of Siri that has personal context, on-screen awareness. You can perform apps, or actions across multiple applications, has broad world knowledge. There's even a standalone application now for Siri. So if you go into here, you can see we have our previous chat. It's basically like ChatGPT now in pretty much every way, which is awesome. And if I go ahead and invoke this, you can see that is the new Siri little orb there up at the top now, and I can do a lot more than I could before. So let me show you an example. Take a look at my screen and tell me where this Apple Store is located. It looks cool. So what it's going to do, it's going to take a look at my screen with the new on-screen awareness feature, and it shows me that that is the Apple Store in Aventura, Miami, which is accurate. So I was able to look at that screen with no context, no details of where I was, and it was able to pinpoint where that was, and it shows me, the map right here. I can call, directions, all of that, which is super cool. And you can also swipe down once you get something in Siri, and you can continue in that conversation right there and go back and forth with Siri in terms of like having a conversation. And like I said, Siri also has access to your messages, your contacts, your emails, everything. So you can ask questions and it will go into those applications and basically pull that information for you. You can also now create shortcuts using natural language. So if you go to create a new shortcut, you can see right here, you can just type in exactly what you want and it will create that shortcut for you. So I can say make a GIF from a video and it will do what's necessary to create that shortcut. This is a very simple one, but you can get a lot more advanced as well. And you can also build onto it. So you can see right there, it will do that, and you can press play and it will run it to see if it's what you like. You could also tap on edit right here and you can tweak exactly, what's going on with that shortcut in this builder, or you can just go back and continue to talk in natural language to describe the changes, and it will go ahead and keep changing that shortcut for you without you having to actually build the shortcut yourself. You can just do it with your words. And easily one of my favorite features that has become very useful already is the fact that you can now create passes inside the wallet application. So if you go to the plus right here, you will see at the bottom we have create a pass, and this allows you to make a custom pass for tickets, memberships, and more. So when you do that, you would just scan the QR code. If you have it on your phone or take a screenshot right here, you can just pull a screenshot from your photos, and you can do things like add your gym membership to your Apple Wallet. As you can see right here, every time I go into Planet Fitness now, my gym, I'm just able to double click my side button to pull up my wallet, and I scan my membership without having to go all the way into the application, log in, pull up my card. There's just like 5 buttons, in about 20 seconds at least that I save every single time I go, because this is now saved into my wallet. So you can do that for anything that's not previously supported with Apple Wallet, which is super convenient. Also, the cleanup feature is much better now. So if you go to tools right here, you can see we have cleanup along with extend and reframe. So extend and reframe are cool because this will allow you to extend the image and make it like larger. You could also reframe if you want to change basically the direction or like the angle angle of the photo. You can really manipulate it really well. So once it prepares here, I'll show you. So you can kind of move it and change the angle of which, that photo is taken. It's really neat. It works really well. And then also we have cleanup right here, which works using generative AI now. So you can basically, like if I were to hide like my hand here, it will recreate the shirt behind it. Whereas before it would just leave like this really black, mark right there. It wouldn't really recreate what was behind where you're trying to clean up, but now it will do that since it's using generative AI and not just filling in. And you can see it just kind of recreated my arm right there, which looks kind of weird, but it works so much better now. You also have different options. You could choose either fast or high quality. High quality is going to look the best. So there's a lot of features in iOS 27, and you will be able to see all of those if you watch my big video that I covered all 200 plus features in iOS 27. So if you want to see that, just click the link down in the description below or up in the cards above. That way you can see everything you're going to get with the iOS 27 public beta. Now, I do also want to answer a few questions that I get all the time when it comes to iOS beta. So the first one is, what is the difference in the developer beta and the public beta, and which one should I install? So first off, the public beta and the developer beta are typically the exact same, just one comes after the other. So the developer beta typically comes first, and then the public beta is released hours or days after the release of the developer beta. But they are typically the exact same. They will have the same build number. It's just the public beta comes out later. So you might be wondering, why does it come out later? Well, it's because that way you'll avoid any potential major issues that might break the software that the developers might have had to experience. So the developer beta is a lot more risky because Apple, they're going to have time to fix it by the time the public beta gets released. But if you install the developer beta and it breaks, well, you were kind of the guinea pig for that. So that's why I always recommend for most people on their main device to install the public beta instead of the developer beta, especially after, the public beta actually comes out, because a lot of the main features have already been released. And that brings me to the next question. If you're on the developer beta, should you switch to the public beta? And like I said, if it's your main device, if you only have one device, I would personally switch over from the developer beta to the public beta, because you're going to avoid some of those more major bugs that could be introduced in the developer betas, like I just said. And plus, like I also said, most of the big new features were already added. So you're not going to really get as much FOMO as maybe you had for the first couple of betas. But with that being said, if you are a seasoned beta tester, if you've beta tested for years before, you kind of already know what to expect. You know the issues to expect. You know how to navigate those issues. Then sure, just stay on the developer beta. There's no reason to switch over to the public beta, especially if you are like a tech nerd like me and you really like having everything as soon as it comes out. And of course, I will make the videos on the developer betas as well. But just know that public betas are just well known and well documented for being less risky since they get released afterwards, and it gives Apple time to fix the things that might have gone wrong in the developer beta. So if you do ever want to switch from the developer beta to the public beta, it's very simple. You just go into your software update screen right here and go into beta updates. And then from here, you will see the iOS 27 developer beta and the iOS 27 public beta populate right there. All you want to do is simply switch from one to the other. So you will just select iOS 27 public beta instead of developer beta. And then when you go back, it will start populating the public betas from here on out. And you could always switch back and forth as well. So it's not like something you change one time and you can't change it again. You could always change back and forth if you would like to. So that is everything you need to know about the iOS 27 public beta. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple, but I do want to explain it because there are always new people joining the iOS beta scene. So I need to let you guys know what to expect from it and kind of just the fundamentals of beta testing on iOS. I hope this video was helpful for those of you. And if not, maybe it's a good refresher for those of you who've already been beta testing for quite some time. So again, if you want to see all the new features in iOS 27, I will leave that video linked down in the description below. And if you have any issues or questions about the iOS 27 public beta, please let me know in a comment down below. I'm always in those comments responding and helping you guys out. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I will see you very soon.